Hi guys and welcome. We continue our update. So today the 25th of April, Thursday, we have one more day in the market. So we'll start with the dollar index. As you can see, the dollar did rally a lot and it's just about time to come back. So this is a really nice candle. We expect the dollar to crash. Euros coming down as expected. You can see from last week we said wait to sell. So it did crash. So you can see the 21 moving average below the 50 is really going down. We expect further down. So euro, don't buy any euro, okay? So we expect further down. We expect the euro to come down to the support level, break it and go further down. So euro is just going to crash. Pound, we do expect the pound to go up. It did go a little bit down, not much, but now it's just about time to go up. Okay, so you can see there was not really much movement in the pound index. Franc, you can see the franc last week I told you it was gonna continue going down, right? If you remember from here, and when the franc start to go up, I told you the franc is gonna go up a little bit, correction, then it's gonna come down because the Swiss central bank puts the franc down, so they're gonna push it to go down. So what do we expect now? A little bit correction, maybe up to here, a little bit lower, then it's gonna continue down. But watch out, this is not really good place to sell because in the MACD now you're up and you know the price needs some correction. So you better wait, then sell it again. Don't buy it. If you want to buy it with a small risk, okay. JPY, you can see this line from last forecast. It did come down pretty much the same thing we said. So it was pretty good forecast for the Japanese yen to crash. You can see all JPY pairs are crashing right now. So it did come to support level. We expect the dollar yen to continue going further down, but maybe not all. Maybe not Australian yen, maybe not New Zealand yen. Okay, also not pound yen. So if you want to sell further, you can sell dollar yen, but not Australian New Zealand. CAD is coming. The Central Bank of Canada just lowered their forecast for economy and all that stuff, and there's no rate hike or rate cut in the future. We were expecting, they talk about rate hike, but as long as the Feds are not gonna do more rate hikes, so the Bank of Canada is just gonna do the same thing because the Canadian economy is linked so much to the American economy. So they're kind of just have to watch their neighbor, what the Americans are doing, and they have to do kind of the same thing. So you don't expect the Bank of Canada to take a step soon because the Americans are not. Australian, see, last week I told you Australian index wait a drop to buy, and if you remember from the previous week I told you there was a trend line here, has been respected so many times, and it's just about time for correction. So the Australian did crash so bad, now just about time to buy. What's the story behind the Australian dollar? There is a fear that the Reserve Bank of Australia will do a rate cut. So if they do a rate cut, they decrease the interest rate, then the Australian dollar is going to go down. So this is a factor is going to push the Australian further down. But we also have the end of May much talk about the American-Chinese trade agreement, and this will push the Australian up. So now the Australian under pressure from the rate hike fear and is getting good momentum from the USA-China trade agreement. So what's the deal now? Right now we're gonna start buying the Australian dollar, but also be ready if it does fall a little bit further, we will buy again. So we know the expectations. Okay, so now it's good time to start buying Australian dollar. New Zealand, we were expecting to come here and continue up. Actually it did come down a little bit, but now we expect to go up. Okay, so New Zealand, now we're gonna start buying New Zealand. American stocks is coming down a little bit, but we expect to rally with the American-Chinese trade deal, then crash from a higher level. USD crude is doing some correction here, so you can wait to buy from like 64 or so with price action, okay? Gold, we did expect the gold to go up, so it did come a little bit down when the dollar index was going up. So this movement down, just going with this movement up. So the dollar index going up was just a match here for the gold going down. Okay, so the gold gets affected by the dollar index. Now the dollar index is reversing to go down, so now the gold is going up. Okay, what do we expect? Do we expect the dollar index to continue down? Yes. So what about the gold? We expect the gold to continue going up. This should be clear. Our 7 moving average is above the 21, is green. We have a really nice candle. It did retest this support level. It did bounce. This price is attractive. MACD is giving you a buy from here. MACD confirmed the buy. We're going up, in my opinion, to the minimum 1292. Okay? That's the minimum we should go to. Like 1296 to this trend line. The second one will be 1309. So keep the eyes on 2 numbers for the gold. 1291. 1296 and 1307. Next one is USD JPY. I've told you sell. There's no buy at all. It's gonna crash, and it did crash. See this line from last week? This red line here, exactly from here. It did trick some people. It did go up to this trend line to 112.33. Then like many people said, okay, we're gonna go to 115, go buy now. It was not. It was a good opportunity to sell, and you can see it did crash so bad, over 100 bips in this area here, or 90 bips. Okay, what do we expect? We expect to visit 110.80 and further down. Japanese yen, I told you sell 147. Let's see what number did it reach. Unbelievable, 147 exactly per bip. Like now it's too late to sell, of course. It just was wonderful. It said sell 147. It did reach 147 exactly. Okay, euro just about time. Okay, what about the pound yen now? If you're not in the sell, just don't trade it now. It's not good to trade pound yen now. If you're in the sell, you can wait or take profit, but don't buy it or sell it right now. It's not good. Euro dollar. It's a good time to buy euro dollar now. Why did the euro come down? Because the euro index is under pressure, and the dollar index was going up. So euro dollar was under pressure from this. Now what we expect maybe come a little bit further, maybe further down, but eventually it's gonna go up. Okay, so you may avoid or you may buy, but don't sell it. USD franc, we expect it to come down a little bit from 100 bips lower or so. It did rally because the franc was crashing and the dollar index was just flying, so the trend was extremely bullish. What about now? The franc is doing some correction and the dollar index is down, so we expect this down. So we are confident about 75% is gonna come down at least 60, 70 to 200 bips. Okay, to 100 bips or so. The next one here we have the pound dollar. Pound dollar, I think 1.29 is a good price to buy pound dollar. Okay, this is pound USD, the cable. USD CAD, I think this is a really good price to sell, 1.35. This is really good price. This is the beginning of a signal. You can see this 7 moving average start to turn pink and is going below, and the price is below 21. So this is really good sell right now. I believe this is a good sell. Australian dollar is good price to buy now. However, I explained to you the story behind the Australian, right? The American-Chinese trade agreement and the rate cut fears from the Reserve Bank of Australia. So just be careful about this. So don't buy so much, because it may continue going further down to 60, maybe 69, maybe worst case 68. So be ready for this. We may visit 68 if there is a rate hike. Euro yen, I'm not gonna talk much about this. I said sell 126.50. I made this line from last week. It's just to this line. It's just typical, right? Typical, right? From here, you can see this. It did come down. How many pips is this? 218 pips so far. And you know what? It's probably gonna continue down, especially with the Bank of Japan statement and all that stuff. Euro New Zealand, I said sell from here. It did rally a little bit, but we expect to come down. So Euro New Zealand is only a sale. There is no buy at all. The price is like going with much momentum to the downside. The New Zealand index starts going up. The Euro index is going down. This is a really good sell. There is no buy at all for Euro New Zealand. You can sell it now. Or New Zealand dollar, we expect this to go up. Okay, we expect it to go up from here. It did fall like 100 bips or a little bit, maybe 120 bips. I think this is still gonna go up. We can buy it. Of course, the New Zealand was going down and the dollar was going up, so it was much momentum going down. Now the New Zealand is going up and the dollar is going down, so we expect a reversal from this point. New Zealand CAD, I think this is okay if a buy is not the greatest buy. because CAD also, if the oil does go up, is going to go up with it, and New Zealand going up, so there's not going to be much momentum. But this is not a bad trade. You can buy it. USD Turkish Lira, last week I told you sell 5.8. It did go down a little bit, then it did rally up with the dollar. Now I think this is a good sell also. 5.926 at least should come to like 5.7 or 5.6 area. Okay, thanks guys, this is 10 minutes. Have a great day.